Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
I think it very likely is going to be that rise to the top side. Now, this is a lot of magic damage.
I love production. They're like, I don't know, like, what is Dove going to pick this time?
So it's a lot of magic damage, and as he goes very low, we'll have that attached cooldown. But it's going outside of the... Oh, okay. Exchange.
Rocco's in a bit of trouble here. Xinjiao very good at trading. Closer going to get the first rotation. Dread is going to get knocked up, flashed on top of by Krocko. Didn't look like Dread had any cooldowns.
He resets for free, and guess where Krocko is? He's pushing up.
Oh, another trade here as Kale is in a lot of trouble, but now Envy trying to frontline for him, takes a lot of damage himself, is going to eat that W, the Deadly Flourish from Ghost, and gets shot in the face. And then Graves, he gets out of there. So much pressure being shown up in the top side. That's the third time that Dread has been there, and still no kills onto Dove.
Yeah, I mean, people were really not high on Dove playing this top. As now, look at this, Krocko's over here. He drops Rift Herald and kind of has to know he's here because who dropped Herald?
It's just way too much damage coming out here. Does not matter that Dread is around. A lot of damage now onto Krocko, but it's not quite enough. He's trying to get in there. As will he even kill him? Finally he does, but he takes his own life for it. Liiv SANDBOX do get the 2-for-1. He's getting another Drake right now, as he will pick up the Infernal Drake for his team. As you know, we've been talking about this, but Nongshim are still in the lead when it comes to gold.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, I think a lot of that comes down to the amount of time Krocko has spent out.
And Yumi Talon is really annoying to deal with. I mean, Dread is basically just ice skating around them all. BDD trying to frontline here, maybe a little bit too far forward, as now we're going to have Dread going in, though. Maybe well baited, as Dove, though, is also not going to go down. Peter gets extremely low, but hops onto the back of Ghost, as now frontlining here is Closer. Going to pick up that flash, but isn't able to do anything with it, as he will be the first one to go down.
Victor flank here for BDD. Needs to get into range.
The flash, and look at this. Ghost is just all alone in the front line, and he immediately gets rooted down by the Rise. Easy catch for Dove. Has to use his flash, but it is immensely worth it, as they also pick up that Cloud Soul point.
Because in this neutral game between objectives, their composition isn't great at team fighting, but they are good at looking for picks.
Well, you don't have your ult this time around, and you do not have your flash either, Dove. You are dead meat. As the follow-up gang comes in. Again, Talon Yumi, it's extremely obnoxious. Talon has flash.
Kind of leaning with you on that. I would have liked the Void Staff here, but Dread going in.
We're going to have to see how this one goes, as the Yumi on top of Dread, making this so easy, but Krocko, pretty unkillable. Takes a while to take him down. He does go down in the end, though, as Kale is still here, trying to just help his teammates that are TPing into their death, and he goes down as well. As BDD is just doing way too much damage here in the front.
His items online, the Victor who's starting to come online. You can't afford to make a mistake against this comp because you will get 100 to 0 so fast. Nongshim's composition, you make a play like that, you can push Liiv SANDBOX away and then take out this Baron. It's not the fastest Baron ever by any means, but it's fast enough. Karma's super late to this, and that should be for free. You got to be careful even here if Krocko is getting that close, because they actually get you, if they pick off Krocko here and Dove with that Baron buff, they get inhibitors, maybe they can even end the game. You got to be so careful right now.
Liiv SANDBOX trying to take a little bite out of Nongshim while they can. They actually do get an objective bounty here on this mid-tier 1, so not half bad. We're trying to catch up at this point in the game. Not going to be quite enough.
Somebody gets blown up or get knocked down to, you know, half health or less, then you don't ever get to play those front-to-back team fights as Liiv SANDBOX. And that's what keeps happening to them. And now that there's a Baron buff on the other side of the map, there's just not much they can do. They have to kind of sit back. At least Zoe might grab an objective bounty top. That would be, you know, best case scenario here for Liiv SANDBOX for free. It looks like they're going to get away with it.
Dove's trying to get cheeky here in the mid lane, but Dread is right on top of him. And Dove, you know, he's quite tanky, but he still has to go into that stopwatch. The flashes will be followed, and Dove will survive, but you know, it's just grasping at straws here now for Liiv SANDBOX. They are losing way too much at this point in the game.
Yeah, they're losing it so quickly as well. Closer did grab that objective bounty I was talking about on the top side, but it's so insignificant compared to losing this inhibitor. He is going to rejoin, and they have an opportunity to try to catch Nongshim here if Kana stays too long.
Okay, trying to, you know, Krocko's trying to be relevant. at this point in time. And yes, we will have a sleep onto Victor. And there's the damage. I mean, he barely does anything. The Chaos Storm comes in, and it's doing more to the enemy side. Envy even in trouble here, as he will at least have some doubt to block that one. But it's going to be double inhibitor on the first Baron play of the game. And Liiv SANDBOX kind of just falling apart at the seams.
That's a Victor surviving without going to really struggle to actually hit their targets if you don't have vision control, if you don't have map presence.
All right, here we go. Kana over the wall. As Liiv SANDBOX, it's almost like they didn't expect this fight to break out, as now Dove is going to be left alone. He does not have a flash. He's got a Karma, but he's just going to get blasted in the face by the collateral damage. No hope for him, as even Closer has to flash away, and that is a really deep teleport. This might just be the end of the game. Kana's looking to take names behind enemy lines, as flashes will come in. Peter going to soak up that sleep from the Zoe, as Nongshim are just... Man, they are ruthless, still just going for more and more.
Know that if Liiv SANDBOX is looking to fight, their composition falls apart like a house of cards when it's like, it's just as far as we can go.
Wow, okay, so Kyle is just dead.
Ouch.
Yeah. I don't know, Liiv SANDBOX seemed great when they were ahead, but now that we see them from behind, it's like, ooh, I don't know, like, I don't want to read this chapter. Can we go back to when they were winning?
Yeah, I mean,
because they looked great then.
We've seen them recover from behind, but not. That was at the beginning of the game, not the end.
Yeah. As Closer's absolutely dead. He doesn't have his flash here. Down he will go. Krako has survived so many times because he's Xinjiao. And even then, I mean, Kana's hunting for him.
Kana's just trying to kill the Nexus at this point. Yeah. He's like, I'm ready for game 2. And, I mean, Dread has been so oppressive. Once Nongshim had vision control, he has caught players several times this game. He's a 3-2-5 Talon. It's not the best scoreline. It's not the scoreline that makes you get hyped, but it's good enough. He's doing his job extremely well in this mid to late game.
Yeah, there's some pieces for Nongshim. No, I'm not even going to have time to mention it, as everybody's just being blasted in the face, as we do see it from both the Talon and the Graves. As Ghost is just having fun at this point in time. The game will now end, as BDD trying to up those damage numbers if he possibly can. But they should be able to take down the Nexus and take game number 1. Dread will go down, actually, as Krako will get the shutdown there. But Nongshim will run away with game number 1.
Really well played by both sides. I felt like...
Last pick, and it is going to be Camille.
Camille is a great follow-up pick here, I think, for Dove, because now you have... I mean, in the matchup against Graves, it can get a little bit sketchy early on, especially with a downside of the map, obviously with this Ezreal Leona early on into the Aphelios. As, bad trade.
Yeah, there's a trade in the jungle too, so one-on-one, and Liiv SANDBOX are losing both of them, it looks like. The flash comes in, BDD gets a solo kill, and Dread gets a solo kill. The two of them picking it up at nearly the same time. Kana not wanting to be left out. Nice from both the mid and jungle side of Nongshim. As Closer, he just stepped too far forward. This time around, though, he is level 6, and he's going in. He wants revenge, but instead he's just going to get bopped on the head. As now we're going to have Dread up against Krako once again. Goes into that Orianna form, but that is not going to help him out too much. As with the red buff, Dread will easily take down the kill. And yet again, the duo of jungle and mid come ahead here for Nongshim.
Dread is, there's 3 control wards, I think there were in total. 1 just got cleared. There's 2 wards on blue. And so he can push up like this. The one way he dies, right, you never lose unless like a jungle ganks you while you're pushing that, but there's no way that can happen because he has vision all...
Merc treads. I suppose they gotta hope that Dove and Krako can do the majority of the damage onto him. As Kana is just jumping in, and guess what? Guess who's here again? Dread is here again. Of course it is. Everybody knew that was watching. As Kyle is gonna get in here, but immediately gets knocked up. What a nice play, actually, by Peter. Immediately gets that on the perfect angle. Double kill for Dread. Guys, I don't know what to say. This game is over, 12 minutes. That's about all you can say now, as Krako's gonna go down. That's a triple kill, a deny on the teleport.
Who teleports?
But he's not really going to be able to break through the stats that BDD has. The pure health, the pure level advantage, and the Merc Treads. It's just way too much, not to mention the item. So,
it was like the sickest game 3 to follow, and we had a fantastic start to today's games, but I need my Ghost Rider or something for this one.
Leave it at that.
You and your small town believing, man. Don't stop believing.
Yep, that's
your
me.
small town yesterday. Carrying into my broadcast. I can't have this much optimism in my LCK. Okay, this is a one-way. This is one-way, but
No.
BDD's here. Actually, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, BDD's here, and they're just lining up for the ultimate, but actually it basically does nothing. It's not really enough damage that comes through. Closer is going to follow up, but BDD is still at full health is really the issue. Doesn't matter if his ultimate doesn't do the majority of the damage. Peter's getting in there. He's making stuff happen.
Still, I mean, a lot of damage, but not. I mean, we are now just hitting the 20-minute mark. Like, it doesn't feel like we're at a 20-minute mark in a game because of all the advantages that Nongshim have. Is Peter's like, see, I told you, Prom into Ezreal, watch out.
Well done, Peter.
With great power comes great responsibility, Valdez. And he pressed his shield right when he needed it.
His spidey senses were tingling. I don't know what else to say. Like, he knew it was coming. And, okay, I mean, BDD's over here now, and he's going to find Dove. Okay, if you want to fight us, we can peel off of that. We're going to kill you immediately.
This is definitely also the, the asterisk that this is the most one-sided, like, winning comp you could almost ever have. Envy, get out of there.
Yeah, lots of flashes coming in, and Dred's just not going to let them get away. He is here once again. Wouldn't be surprised if he picks up the player of the game for the second time in a row. Yeah, I think that makes it even more obvious that he'll pick it up because BDD was his only competitor in that facet.
Oh, yeah. Only competitor. And there's the Gravitum. This is just
you got
tragedy.
this, Wolf.
Yeah, there he goes. Oh,
Peter
missed.
Come on, Peter. You're better than that.
That's like that bad comedy in the Marvel movies. Okay. I thought the new Spider-Man movie was okay because Tobey Maguire was there, and that's the Spider-Man I grew up with. So.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, sorry if I spoiled that for anybody.
No,
but it's been out for a while, Like, he does appear.
That's good to know. Maybe
it made
now
the
I'll
movie
watch
for
it.
me.
Maybe now I'll watch it.
Crocco's like about to get a turret.
And
Okay.
he did it.
Oh, and all that extra bounce. What else? I mean, I think that might be it. Then he lands in a realm
stuff.
warp.
Yeah.
And then he takes the Hex Tech portal. Okay, but besides that, that's about as far as
that's about as far as
go.
you could. Yeah. I think if all that other stuff happened, maybe Diana wouldn't have been able to follow. But in that case, he was. And it was a microcosm of what we were talking about with this comp, where it's like, okay, one guy got in there and pressed his button, so everybody else could press their button, right? We saw the collateral damage immediately just layer on top of the Moonfall, and you were basically just immediately getting wombo combo the two of them. As here comes Peter once again, gets that exhaust down. Excellent play from Peter. As we do have the Shockwave coming in, as they are just going to blow them all to smithereens. This is about Liiv SANDBOX's best fight of the game, and that's telling you a lot about how this game did go here, guys. 25 minutes in, we do have closer left. That's going to be the immediate shield reaction coming in from Peter. Gives him the thumbs up. So well played by Peter. Cannot believe that he is a rookie, and this is his first LCK game. Congratulations to Nongshim. They're going to pick up the 2-0. Peter will sacrifice his life. Well done there as well, and Closer will survive. 2-0, Nongshim take the win.
Peter's just out here fighting crime, fighting Liiv SANDBOX.